What is DC cost of property? DC property valuation. Currently, provincial governments are the usage of the district collector valuation of immovable homes to calculate the stamp responsibility and capital fee tax. According to the Stamp Act, the stamp obligation on the property shall be charged in accordance to the price of the property. What is DC price? DC price statistics. Doge chain price $0. Trading volume at 24H 2,617,577, 13.73%. Volume, market cap 0.08983, market dominance 0.00%, market rank #561. What is the cost of e-stamp DC in Punjab? E-stamp certificate can be successfully generated from precise banks for above and equal to Rs. 500 divided by transactions for non-judicial and between Rs. 21 divided by to Rs. 15,000 divided by transactions for judicial. What is DC charge of property in Lahore? Lahore new DC rates 2019 to 2020 urban Tehsil city. SR, no. Tehsil DC rate. 1 city 724,500. 2 city 483,000. 3 city 506,000. 4 city 170,500. What is the full shape of DC in property? DC conversion potential. The district commissioner authorizes the utilization of land for non-agricultural purposes. To use the land for non-agricultural purposes, the landowner need to observe for DC conversion below Section 95 of the Karnataka Land Revenue Act. The proprietor can achieve an Akata certificate if the land is DC converted. What is a DC property? DC properties potential. The properties positioned inside the District of Columbia. DC properties ability. The properties placed inside the District of Columbia. The applicant shall work with village body of workers to come up with the excellent look of the west elevation. Motion carried. Motion by using Penscover, Mainers to advocate the village board approve the license survey map requested with the aid of Darwin Greenwald, DC Properties, LLP, to enable for the property placed at 122 Arrowhead Drive, regarded as MUKV 2015997004 and MUKV 2015997005 carried. Bechtel and Webb acknowledge, however, that the foregoing allocation of risk of loss is made fully for the reason of allocating duties between Bechtel and Webb and for the repair, substitute and restoration of DC project work and the relevant DC properties following any loss, casualty, damage, destruction, theft, vandalism or malicious mischief of or to such DC project work and or the relevant DC properties. DC properties in the foreclosure process with public school students SY2003, SY2004, SY2005, SY2006, SY2007, SY2008 properties with foreclosures note 1574 1 239 880 995 1575 2 446 properties in foreclosures with at least 1409 337 208 209 324 600 first student share of residences with foreclosures that at 26.0%, 27.2%, 23.6%, 21.0%, 20.6%, 24.6% of pupil sources. District of Columbia Public Schools, Public Charter School Board, District of Columbia Recorder of Deeds, District of Columbia Office of Tax and Revenue. I similarly counseled Mr. Uddy that however that the loan requested via DC Properties Limited. The purpose is Section 100-21 of the Village of Mukwonago zoning ordinance states fueling agencies should be placed 1 feet from any different fueling business. Therefore, the pending software for the conditional use allow requested by using DC Properties, LLP would be in violation of Section 100-21. Patatangle 13 December 2018, Perusahan Melakukan Peniedor and Modal DC Properties Management Corp. On December 13, 2018, the company made charge to DC Properties Management Corp. On November 29, 1988, 11-0 lower back the sum of $38,050.14, being the quantity of discharge charges and hobby for all devices offered after September 17, 1987. At the hearing, advice for 11-0 conceded that until DC Properties Limited, to the extent that any bidder seeks to buy extra than one property in both Washington, D.C. or Maryland, it might also encompass all Washington, D.C. properties on a single DC shape purchase agreement and all Maryland properties on a single Maryland structure purchase agreement. Related to DC properties. Real properties means, at any time, a collective reference to every of the services and actual homes owned or leased by way of the consolidated parties at such time. Material properties potential. These mortgaged properties certain on Schedule 3.12 as material properties and every different mortgaged property with admire to which a mortgage is granted pursuant to Section 5.11 after restatement effective date. Unencumbered properties. Capability. A property that is 100% charge owned by used